everybody. I'm back streaming on this map part. I'm almost done with it. I'm just working on... There we go. Okay. Now I won't be getting any reverb from my phone that I'm watching the stream on. But we are still working on this map part. Almost done with it. I'm just doing highlighting now, and then I have to work on the dreaded backgrounds, which is its own thing. I think once I'm done with this, I'll probably... I don't know, I'm not in the mood to do backgrounds today, so when I'm done with this, I'll probably just go and work on another animation that I've had sitting around for a while. So the way that I shade is kind of weird, because the app that I have can't do multiply layers, so what I do instead is I block out all the space that's gonna have like shading on it, and then I have my color palettes that in my app I put my multiply layer over my ref sheets so that I can then just go in and kind of block in all the colors again. So if you go back and you see this frame back here, I can take the color away and all the shading is still there in the colors that I drew it in. So it's kind of long and annoying, especially for characters that have a lot of patterns, but it's the best way I've found so far to make it look nice, instead of just using like a black 50% transparency. I think shading might be my favorite part of the animation process, because I can kind of just turn my brain off a little bit for it. The line art is actually... I'd say the line art is the most frustrating part for me to do, or just like the sketching. Because then I have to make sure everything moves right and everything looks right, but for coloring and for all this, I can just kind of go through the motions. For that next animation I'm going to work on, I'll probably have to turn the sound on because I'm doing some lip syncing for it. But yeah, we'll see how long this one takes, and then I may or may not move on to another one or just stop streaming after I'm done with this one. Then we're going to color pick this. Turn it so it draws inside and get a big brush, and then I can just wave my stylus all over here and turn all that stuff that I drew in black into this dark gray. I'm going to go and I'm going to get the color for the ears next. Do that, and then we move on to the next frame. I don't know why I found my magic smoothing level is 42. Life, the universe, and everything. Always gotta remember to change it to the right drawing thing, because otherwise I freak out because I think that it broke, and it didn't, and this has happened multiple times. So with a cat this solid colored, I can just kind of do this here. But the next shot is of Dream Song. She's got all these stripes. She's gonna be a little more complicated, but because it's pretty much a still frame and there's just some blinking, I can get that done pretty quick. I think shading is one of the things I've improved in most recently, because just kind of getting more comfortable with like dramatic shading, because if you look at all my older stuff, it's pretty much all just like really subtle, like kind of just going back over line art with like little tiny multiply layers and just like black going over it. But now I'm adding a lot more depth by having this kind of dramatic lighting. And especially with the last one I did, it was like a sunset scene, so I had like oranges and purples and stuff. And then that's right, I need to do the highlighting after I do my shadows, because we mustn't forget the highlighting. But this map part also is nice with its dramatic lighting, because it's all it's at the moon pool, so there's like this one source of light in the room. It's very cold. Excuse me. Didn't stream last week because my basketball team had to travel for a game. It was 3 hours away, and then when I got home, I was just wiped. But I'm back now. And as long as I don't get a job in the next week, I'll probably be back next week again. I really do need to get a job now that my sports season is over. It's another reason I've been making so much progress. I don't go to basketball every night for an hour and a half. Sad that it's over, though, you know? It's like an era of my life that I just finished. Because I'm probably not going to play in college, and this is my senior year of high school. Sorry about that. Then we're gonna do this again. And then with this map part, because it's got like a split screen, I'm gonna need to go in and just kind of take all this off. It's just for this one little frame. I made this mistake over the last week. I got hooked on a very long TV show to watch. So I haven't been animating as much. I think it's been like 5 days and I'm almost done with the first season. Getting over a cold as well. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but that has not been fun. One of the worst things about having to do this kind of shading this way is if I accidentally go over, then I've just added another color, not just some more shadow. So that's kind of annoying. Alright, so that is all for light and shade. Now all we gotta do is grab that stays. There we go. Gotta keep moving my little icon around the screen so I can see all my things. Alright, now I get to do my favorite thing, backlighting, because the moon pool is gonna be kind of like right here. So we got to do, she's got all these floofy fur, so we gotta add all that. It's gonna be fun. And then I could just copy paste all this shading into the next couple frames because it's all the motion is just her blinking. So I'm gonna add some like pretty significant shadows over pretty much the whole body, I think. Or not the whole body, but like leaving the edges a little bit. So that we can show the dramatic lighting from behind. Hello, Shadow Dragon. How are you doing today? I'm doing alright. I have not started on my homework yet. And I'm still in my pajamas, but, you know, it's a Saturday. But I gotta catch up on all my philosophy reading. Let's see, because the thing right now, I want to add shadows over like most of the body here. Then I also want to make sure that you can still see the depth. It's like it's already in shadow. But then there's still more like cast shadow back here. Hello, Phenorix. Glad you can join us today. Still working on the same map part as last time. I'm almost done with this one, though. Just doing the shading. The shading won't just be all black. It'll be colored, but my... Hold on, give me a second. Alright, sorry about that. I'm back. But yeah, this is the last shot I need to shade, and then I'll do highlighting on the last two shots. So once I'm sure that I have all of the area kind of blocked out that I'm going to shade, I'm going to go back over and add the actual colors that it's shaded, because I can't do a multiply layer, so I'm just going 100% with ref sheets that I just overlaid the color on in my drawing app. But with this backlighting, it's kind of hard because I'm just kind of blocking everything out. Thank you. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of this one. I think, yeah, I've been liking a lot of the animations that I'm working on, I think, because I'm actually putting in time. Yeah, these last couple animations I've been doing have actually been like, oh yeah, I'm proud of this. My brothers are in the other room. They're watching this thing on Disney Channel where they, like, I think they animated Disney characters over a hockey game that it is going on live. I don't understand that. None of us watch hockey, but if it's Big City Greens, they will watch it. Shadow Dragon, your animations are great. I will not tolerate self-deprecating words in my chat. Huh. I got some color on my line art layer that I never erased. Alright, so now we're going to go back down onto this layer. Actually, I need to do this. But also the was I gonna say? Yeah, the just kind of the black heavy shading here. It's kind of nice because you get like a really dramatic look. Um, so then you can see if all your shadows are like in the places you want them to be. It looks natural at all. And obviously I draw in a pretty cartoony style and it's all just cell shaded, but you know, I'm trying to make it look a little more natural the way the shading works to add some depth. Alright, so now I'm going to go and I'm going to color pick the shadow color for the main body and just kind of go over the whole thing in this color. So I'm going to select to draw inside and make my brush really big. So then that's the main body color. So that's like the color that this will be. Oh my goodness, I also erased the line art on the eyes when I went in to erase the color. This is a mess. There we go. Okay. Back on track. Yeah, so you can see here, like, this is the darker color of that, and then I'll go, I can still see the line art now, so then I'm gonna go in and I'm basically, like, recoloring the picture with just the parts that are shaded. Here you can see a shot that I've fully shaded. And I think, because the light source is gonna kind of be down here by her paws. I don't think you can see that. I think the layer I'm on is but yeah, just kind of understanding where my light sources are. Now I need to draw inside. There we go. And then for the stripes that I don't do line art with, that's going to be just a teensy bit more difficult. Basically, I'll just turn the opacity down on my shading layer and kind of, then I'll be able to see the stripes better and go over it. There's no way that I'm coloring that all in with my brush. So then we color fill. Then I'm going to go get stripes color. here's what we're gonna do. Make this a little lighter so I can see the stripes, and then still just drawing inside, go and try to trace over where the stripes are here. Hopefully we have a pretty seamless transition. I've been able to do it pretty well in the past. Diamond. I love this character design. It's just annoying to animate sometimes because there's so many stripes. They're also simultaneously playing Minecraft over there. There we go. There's all the stripes done. Probably gonna go over and do the eyes next, and then the ears and nose. And then I'll copy paste that over. Clean it up when she's blinking, and then I'll go in and do highlights after. Yeah, you see what I mean here? So like you can see that the whole thing is shaded. Like there's the light source behind, but then you kind of lose the depth. in here because that's the darkest the shadows go in this scene. I guess I could try to go over it with like maybe like a black 50% layer or something. Yeah, I'll give that a try, see if it works out. Yeah, Minecraft is great. I need to play it more. Because the thing is, I get like fixated on one hobby for like a couple weeks and do nothing else. So I kind of just rotate through my hobbies, and Minecraft is one of them. So if I start playing Minecraft, I'll like only play Minecraft for like a couple weeks, and that's all I'll do in my free time. I remember one of the last updates that came out, I started playing it, and then I lost track of time and I realized that I had just forgotten to leave for basketball practice. So that was not great, but that hasn't happened since. And the pupils are still just black. Because you can't go any darker than that. Yeah, so once I'm done, eyes, ears, nose, and then we'll do highlighting. And then depending on time, I might go over and just work on some line art for another animation I'm working on. That one might be a little harder to stream though, because I'm doing some lip sync, so I'll need to have the sound on while I'm doing that. It gets kind of annoying. Alright. So now we're going to copy this over to the next frame and basically just kind of, so the eyes are closing and opening, we're just going to kind of go over where the eyelids are with our main body color. So I planned for this. I don't have anything new to talk about. So, what do y'all want to talk about? I still haven't figured out how to put music over these things. I should try that sometime. I have some good music just for listening to. I don't know. If YouTube would allow. Alright, bye, Fenorix. Thanks for sticking around while you could. I will probably be back next week. So maybe I'll see you then. Yeah, maybe I should put music on next time. I'm not a huge fan of just instrumental music, so I don't know if I could get, like, I don't know, all the music I like is very heavily copyrighted. Especially I need to get a clean playlist. Yeah, I could get some, like, streaming music playlist, figure out how to put it over my stream and just kind of have a calm, or not calm, I don't know, it's mostly like alternative rock that I listen to, but yeah, just kind of have some music on so there aren't these awkward stretches of silence where I don't know what to talk about. Alright, so we finished the shading. Just gonna kind of watch it through to see how that all looks. I don't know what is wrong with this drawing app, or with this animation app. Because it'll just go through, like, it lags when you're playing back your animations so much, and that's not something you want at all. There we go. And I don't think it's because my animation is just too slow. Yeah, because there we go. Once you get it through, like, the second round through, it's all smooth. Alright, so now we're basically going to do the same thing as we did on the shading layer. But this is highlights, and it's going to be in white. And oftentimes I'll actually just do my shading and my highlighting at the same time so we get, like, the black and white really, really sharp contrast. I don't know why I didn't do that this time. And obviously the shading and the highlighting are on different layers. But I don't know why I said obviously. That might not be like a obvious thing. I don't know. I use too many layers for everything. I think, yeah, one time I was doing a map part, and then I think I merged my layers too soon. And on this app you couldn't unmerge your layers. I can unmerge my layers on this app, thankfully. I almost ruined my last map part by doing that because I merged my line art and my color before I did on any of my shading. But yeah, I use as many layers as is allowed. I think, and that's one of the reasons I didn't like flip a clip as much, along with it generally just like not working. It's because you can only use 3 layers and you can't merge any of them with the free version. I had the paid version for a while, and then I switched what device I was using and I never got it again. Moving on to bigger and better things. Of course, our lovely eye shine. I don't know, that's one of my favorite things to do when I'm shading. I know it's not like technically realistic to have just that sharp shine on the eye, but I think it adds to the adds some some feeling to the eye. You can tell it's kind of shiny. So we're just doing like the edge of the muzzle and then the ear that's closest to the light source. It's all about just like edges. That's kind of how I shade, is I do shadows in like spaces and then highlighting on edges. It's really important that you also add highlights when you're doing shading, because then it just kind of makes it look more flat and you could tell like, oh, I just drew some black lines on here. But if I'm doing the like highlights with my shading, then it's still like, obviously because I'm doing like a more cartoonish style, it doesn't look completely realistic, and that was never the point. But it adds like a little more life to the scene. Can't forget the eyes. Too big. Why did I go to the shadow one and not the highlight one? Here we go. mm. I hate getting colds. They just stick around for so long. What color did I use last time? Hello, Noel Android. How are you doing today? just finishing up like the highlights on this map part. Finished the shading a couple minutes ago. It's glad to hear. Good to hear. Uh, yeah, so now I'm just kind of copy pasting this over, and then I'll make some edits because there's really only like a subtle little changes in here that I need to do. Oh yeah, I need to draw more ship art. I think because most of the ships I love are all like human ships, but I need to just really I just need to draw more humans. Like I say that every time. I need to practice drawing more humans. But yeah, ship art is always fun. And really just whenever you have like two figures in a scene, and then usually you want to draw them kind of close or like hugging or touching in a way. Sounded kind of weird. Um, and then not only having to like kind of bend the shape a little bit and then kind of yeah, that's fair. I am drawing cats right now. I draw way more cats than humans. But yeah, it's great. I love drawing characters. I don't really draw a lot of things that aren't kind of character focused. Because I pretty much only draw when I want to like tell a story, and that's one of the reasons animation is so great. Because it gives you that opportunity to kind of make your drawings come to life, and that's really what it means. The animus in Latin is like a soul. So when you're animating something, you give it a soul, you give it life. Yeah, I'm a hopeless romantic, so I always want to kind of tell those more lovey-dovey stories, and then I get intimidated by having to draw two characters in one scene. Especially because I have this animation that I want to do. I want to do the "Is it cold outside" animation meme. Um, but the idea I have for it, I need it's humans, and then there's also kissing, which is um a surprisingly hard thing to draw. So I don't trust myself to kind of do that until I can practice more. I think that's one of the things that's kind of holding me back from doing a lot of the things that I want to animate is cuz like I don't feel comfortable kind of like putting something on the internet until I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm good at drawing this." When really that's not the point. Obviously, like people get better. That's the point of what I'm doing right now. And I'm in like 10 years or like honestly probably just like 2 years I'll look back at this one that I'm doing now and be like, "Oh, I could have done that so much better." And really you can only get better at art by practicing. because I've been drawing cats for so long and I've gotten so good at it, when I'm not good at drawing something, I'm like, oh, well, I just can't draw that because obviously I've been drawing cats for so long that I know how to draw them. So I'm like, oh, I'm good at drawing. So anything that I am not good at drawing. But yeah, you gotta practice art. You gotta practice everything that you want to get better at. That's the only way. Yeah. And something that I've found is when I give more time, because I'm kind of like, I'm this weird combination of perfectionist and just wanting to get things done. I don't know how that happened. Um, but I'm all, but like, but just kind of allowing myself to take more time and actually polish things has made me way more satisfied and made me actually want to do things with my art. But for someone who has like a drawing YouTube channel, I feel like I don't like to draw as much as a lot of people do who do this as a hobby. Um, 'Cause I don't know, it feels like, not that I don't like drawing, I love drawing. Uh, but I'm more like product oriented in it, and that's probably not a good way to get better because I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna do this thing that I know how to do and then just ship it out and have a finished product. I think that's why I like doing crafts so much. Like crocheting and sewing, because then I have like a finished thing where I can definitely say, oh yeah, this is done. But sometimes, because like I'll go like for several days just like having no desire to draw at all. And then I'll say, oh no, I want to get good at this skill, and I'll pull out my sketchbook and I'll pull out Pinterest and look for references. But especially because just finished taking some art classes where I did acrylics, and especially I did like an acrylic self portrait, and I just kind of fell in love with it, and I was like, okay, well now I'm really into drawing faces and doing painting. Kind of rambling here. I don't know. I don't really know where I was going. But yeah, I fall into hobbies, and drawing is one of those that I just kind of rotate between hobbies. But having this YouTube channel and doing these live streams has kind of forced me to actually like buckle down and kind of do it, which is helpful because when I just get discouraged um, doing a map part and I have like deadlines that I need to get done, because I don't want to abandon them. I think that's a reason I don't do a lot of just like animation practices, because it's not as much of like a thing to that I practice. I just kind of do a project. But that is something I'm trying to focus on now, is like each map part there's like something else that I want to be getting better at. It's like Pixar, whenever they make a movie, they like pick a new thing that they haven't animated with their movies yet. And they're like, okay, this is the thing that we're going to focus on. um, when we're doing this movie. So like in Coco, it's the guitar strings, I think, and they're just like, okay, we're gonna master this one skill, and then they're able to translate that into their next projects. So that's something I've kind of been trying to do. Just kind of be like, okay, well, in this map part, I'm gonna especially work on my lighting. That's what I did last with my Make This Puppet Proud map part, because it was like a sunset map part, so kind of getting all of this lighting. And then for this one, I'm going to really work really hard on my backgrounds, because it can be a really cool scene, and I just need to put in like the time and the effort to really get it right. Yeah, I haven't really done a lot of lineless art yet. I think because I definitely have ideas for things that could be lineless. It hasn't really been an area I've been like especially interested in, because I think, I mean, I love looking at lineless art. I think it's so cool, but I think my shading game probably isn't, because like I like to have my lines to kind of denote shapes, and I'm definitely not good. I think the biggest thing is I'm not great at like color shifting, so like gradients at all in digital art. And that's something else I'm going to work on with this background. The backgrounds I'm doing for this part, I'm going to kind of um, try to do more like digital painting rather than just digital art, basically. I don't know, because I kind of see a distinction, but kind of just do it where like I'm building colors and using strokes, like I do when I'm painting, um, to kind of build a scene, because I'm better at landscapes when I'm painting than when I'm that was too big, than when I'm doing digital art. So just, and taking obviously the patience to do that. And then I have some ideas. I'm gonna do like some Wings of Fire characters. I'm gonna do some like painting. We're using all the brush strokes and building colors rather than just kind of blocking them. Yeah, I've got this moon pool scene is gonna be really cool when I have because I can do like the rocks and the water. Because that's the thing I'm always envious of when I look at other people's map parts, and the thing I look at most, and I'm like, oh, I should get better at this thing is my backgrounds. I think my favorite background that I've made so far is the from the Good Life map part, which actually has this same the Dream Song character, which is not this one, but the yellow one that I have in some other shots. Because with that map part, it was a very like, it was a color palette map part, so I was able to just kind of build a background with just these colors, and it was very simple. And really, the background should be simple enough that you're not distracted from the main focus. And this original animation that I'm improving on isn't a great example, because like this one, it looks just it's not a great background. It's kind of just green, blue, gray thrown everywhere. Um, but yeah, having a lot more subtlety. I also the Make This Puppet Proud map part that I just did. That was my last map part. I like the backgrounds on that, but I still think I should have spent some more time on it. And maybe didn't just do a bunch of like paint bucket filled stuff. Yeah. I'm trying to find reference images for like underground caves with lakes in them, but I can't like, they're like weirdly hard to find in what I'm actually looking for because most of the pictures are all lit with like like fluorescent lights or like someone's headlamp when they're like exploring a cave, which is great, but I think oh yeah, these are my warrior cats OCs. They're so this is Lake and Shade, and then I have Moonbeam and Dream Song are also um, characters in here. So these are my Warrior Cats OCs from a like a Warriors fan arc that I'm working on. I've been working on it for a long time. It's probably never actually gonna get finished. Um, but yeah, it's a fan fiction where I kind of just like use the structure of the Warrior Cats world and put my own characters into it. So they're all just my characters, and I don't know, I don't have a lot of like AU stuff. 'Cause that's a whole rabbit hole I could go down in like the distinctions of all the different kinds of warrior cats fan fiction, and I think I did write a little like um, thesis um, on this in like the comments section of a Blixamy, not Blixamy, Sunnyfall. It was Sunnyfall was asking about like the ways in which like we think about Warriors fan fiction. I wrote like a little paragraph in there, but I think I should also I don't know, I want to get a little bit more into video essays because I have a lot of things that I could make video essays about. Um so yeah, doing some of those. Yeah, I have like a Wings of I have like 4 Wings of Fire video essays to make. Not 4, that's an exaggeration. I have 2 Wings of Fire video essays to make. Um, and then I don't know, maybe I should branch out, not just do Wings of Fire and Warriors. I have other fictional interests that I can talk about, but they're harder to draw and do a speed paint of. Yeah, I have my Darkstalker is a Greek tragedy, and every tragic hero's fatal flaw is pride. That's a video essay to make. Probably just an essay to make, actually, about. I think I did actually write an essay about that for school one time. Not quite. It wasn't about Wings of Fire. It was about Hamlet, but kind of. It's like my grand literature analysis theory is that there is not each individual has their fatal flaw like their Hogwarts house or something, but like no, it's just the fatal flaw, and the fatal flaw is hubris. So that's something. And then also kind of not like a post mortem, basically you could call it, of Wings of Fire, and see like, well, what made it good in the first place? What are some things I would change? Um, and especially now with rumors of I don't actually know how concrete they are, but of the Wings of Fire show getting picked up back up by Amazon. Oh, my battery is getting pretty low, so that's probably actually going to be what stops the stream. But yeah, so I think um, yeah, I'll finish up doing this. But then yeah, so like a video about how Wings of Fire was good, where I could have made it better, how I think the show might be able to fix some of those problems. Because I do think if you just take the core story of Wings of Fire, because that's really good with like the characters and the story, and then because I think it was mainly the format of the books that kind of held them back. And I'll make a whole video about this, but kind of the format, um, what made it good, why the third arc wasn't up to kind of the potential that it could have been. Very passionate about this. And then my How All Warriors fanfiction. And kind of Wings of Fire and Warriors fall into the same kind of categories with fanfiction. And I guess all animal fiction kind of does this because you're not really doing like a. And I don't know, maybe because they're just like the children's books that I read. Yeah, I have many thoughts about media analysis, especially because I want to be a writer, kind of analyzing how other series have kind of risen and fallen, and just kind of analyzing those. But yeah, I will make videos about those, and then maybe about other books I like to read. I don't know. I read a lot of Warriors. I think I've actually been watching a lot more TV recently than I've been reading. But I don't know. I'm still taking in stories. Especially I love. Oh yeah, that's another. This would be a long video to do, but kind of how I would remake, how I would, if I was there, how I would have done, the Phase 4 of the MCU, because it wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't what it could have been. And I see places where they went wrong, and they could have just. I don't know. I don't know who was in charge. I don't know. I know some of who was in charge. But Phase 4 was just so disappointing of the MCU, and I love the MCU. And it's, almost to an unhealthy degree, I love the MCU, and I love these characters, and I have parasocial relationships with them. But, I don't know, they deserved better. And I can take almost every Phase 4 Marvel project and be like, here's how I would have done it better, and then some of them just needed to not happen, and then, you kind of pull it into a cohesive story. Yeah, I think that video would probably end up being like 3 hours long because I'd just be rambling about how much, like, okay, here's what I would have done with Black Widow. I don't know. I actually really liked Black Widow and Shang-Chi. I don't think I would change those very much at all. And then another thing, I haven't read, the comics, so I'd kind of just be pulling stories, out of my own brain and not drawing from the comics, but yeah, like Shang-Chi, Black Widow, I thought were pretty good. And then there were some that were just disappointing, like they could have been better, like Hawkeye, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Excuse me. Because I love these characters, and they should have been really good, but I just didn't like them as much. I also need to finish watching Echo, actually. And then, some movies I think just probably shouldn't have been made. Like Eternals. Eternals didn't need to happen. Thor 4 really didn't need to happen. Let's see. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 was really good. And I wouldn't change that one. And then Ant-Man 3. Ant-Man 3 could be its own video, because that movie just needed to be completely rewritten, because they just don't know what makes an Ant-Man movie good, apparently. But yes, the MCU is dying, and I think I could have saved it. That would probably be the title of the video. But I don't know, maybe Deadpool 3 is gonna be really good. I don't know. I have high hopes for Deadpool 3. I've heard some theories about how it's gonna go. That could be really good, and we just kind of have to trust Marvel to make good decisions on what to do with that movie. I don't trust them, but but yeah, Deadpool 3 could theoretically save the MCU. I think it's probably just gonna kind of resuscitate it for a couple minutes and then it'll go back downhill. But also, I think there's a lot of criticism of kind of newer Marvel stuff that isn't good criticism at all either. So like I actually really like I said, I liked Black Widow a lot. I think there are some things that could have been changed, but I really did like Black Widow. Um, but I think the whole idea that Marvel just needs to keep having bigger and bigger stakes is a bad way to look at things. And obviously you got to keep making movies and making money, and I think this thing that they're trying to do with the multiverse saga is a great idea with Kang and bringing in Secret Wars in the multiverse. But yeah, but like I love especially just character-centric stories, because I love the MCU because of its characters, and I think because it's so long, it really is like long form storytelling with all these characters. So if we just got to know the characters better, so like Miss Marvel, I loved it. It was just a smaller character-centric thing. It did have its problems, but that was mainly because it was just trying to go too big, honestly. I also, my opinion may not be credible, but according to many people, because I actually really liked The Marvels, that movie. I love that movie. Mainly because I just have a crush on Carol Danvers, but we don't need to talk about that. Alright, I got 5 minutes left. I gotta use my time wisely. Yeah, this video, let's see. Yeah, maybe next time I should just title my stream talking about my thoughts on Marvel to 4 people. But, I mean, that would be what you're getting. But, yes, I think I'll just finish up this last frame and then kind of, yeah, I have 4 minutes left of battery. Yeah, my thoughts on the MCU with Warrior Cats in the background. Doesn't even matter what I'm actually drawing. We're talking about Marvel. Which, story of my life. But yeah, because I could make like, I should probably just make it a video series, honestly, because one video would be like 5 hours talking about, because I'd have to establish why I love the MCU, how it changed my life, how it crashed and burned, how it didn't need to, and then just kind of going through every movie since 2021, dissecting it. I mean, hey, I'd get a lot of content out of that. And then also, I should probably make videos about my other writing, because I do actually, I write quite a bit. I'm almost done with, a draft of a novel. And I don't know. I don't know if people would like to hear about that, but it's my channel. I can make whatever I want on here, and then people who like it will watch it, and it will find the people who will like it. So maybe I should make some stuff about, I guess my world building would probably be the most interesting thing. I'm definitely no master on, I wouldn't say I'm a master at world building either, but it's probably the thing that I'm most well equipped to speak on, because my actual writing skills are a little more iffy, but I don't know, I like characters, It is my channel. I'm not trying to make money off this or anything, it's just the algorithm will do with it what it will. And with that, I do think I gotta turn this off. My battery's dying. But thank you to everyone who came, listened to me talk about things that were not what I was actually doing. Oh, I do love Rain World. I do love Rain World. I'm by no means an expert on it. I do have some more Rain World just art to do. I'm currently stuck on Rain World, so I need to kind of make a little bit more progress before, I don't know, I'm stuck on Rain World. I need to play more Rain World. I kind of got stuck and then kind of got discouraged, but I have more stuff to do with Rain World, Marvel. I'll be back probably about a week talking about maybe what I'm doing, maybe not what I'm doing. But goodbye until then.